The question is simple but deeply unsettling. Are we witnessing the early echoes of the same geopolitical patterns that once led the world into catastrophe? In the late 19th century, Europe walked confidently into what it believed was an age of progress and stability. Yet beneath the surface, tensions were building, alliances tightening, rivalries hardening, and nationalism spreading across the continent, reshaped by the balance of power. I've spent much of my life studying the origins of the great conflicts of the 20th century. I traced the road to the First World War back through building tensions. Then came Sarajevo. The assassination there lit the fuse that ignited the catastrophe we now know as the First World War. What followed was not simply an accident of history. It was a chain reaction of alliances, fears, and political miscalculations. 2 decades later, the world watched another warning unfold. European leaders hesitated to confront the growing ambitions of the aggressors early enough, a hesitation that ultimately gave way to further devastation. The failures of leadership and misjudged decisions in the lead-up to the Second World War resulted in unimaginable destruction. For decades after that war, the world entered a new phase of global power. The United States emerged not only as a superpower, but as a self-declared guardian of global stability, rebuilding Europe through programs like the Marshall Plan and presenting itself as the architect of a new international order. But history is complicated. Power shifts, and in today's fractured world, the same nation once seen as a peacemaker is now, in the eyes of many critics, viewed as one of the most aggressive military actors on the global stage. The shift in how American power is interpreted around the world is undeniable. It raises an uncomfortable question. Are we witnessing the early echoes of the same geopolitical patterns that once led the world into catastrophe? Or are we merely interpreting modern tensions through the lens of history's darkest chapters? Now, let's briefly consider the UK government's stance on potential military action involving Iran, a current geopolitical flashpoint. The UK rarely joins military action without legal and parliamentary backing, a caution stemming from past political fallout like the Iraq War. Successive UK governments prefer strategic caution, prioritizing deterrence, sanctions, and diplomacy through allies over launching large direct attacks. The question remains relevant for all global powers today. If the past teaches us anything, it's this: the road to global conflict rarely begins with a declaration of war. It begins with decisions, with assumptions, with leaders who believe escalation can still be controlled, until suddenly it can't.